Backroad Legends. Everyday people with two main common interests, motorcycle endurance and history.
Well, I'm changing all my strings, I'm gonna write another traveling song.
These people come from all over the USA and compete for points during a 30-hour motorcycle endurance challenge.
I was riding through Death Valley. It was 110 degrees and it was hot. 2 hours later, I was going through Yosemite, it was snowing on me.
But this is not a pleasure ride. These riders have to find the best route possible and still return before time is up.
You're going to go on down into Alabama, is up into Tennessee. You could have rode mountain roads or you could have rode all interstate roads. It was your choice.
I think that I'm super fine and prepped on this deal because I have talked a lot of mess to get here so far.
You're like, yeah, okay, I get it. You're tough. Ooh.
If they want to win, they want to win. I don't take anything from anybody like that.
He said that I couldn't keep up with him, is what he said.
Come on.
So I said, you think so, big boy?
Come see us. Bring it. Get up off the couch.
So I said, well, let's go after it because I think I'm going to beat you.
I'm so scared. This is the part where I'm supposed to be scared.
To leave her, I always stagger back again.
I'm riding probably 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 1,400 miles a day.
Most guys will keep going and they need to stop and they won't. And that's when accidents happen.
All it takes is a split second. I was in Nebraska and there were a bunch of tornadoes and rain.
If you want to talk about one stressed out individual, you're looking at him.
Can't even explain the inner feeling.
There's not another event that's like ours. That's the bottom line to all this.
I pulled into Nazareth, I was feeling about 8:30. I just need some place where I can lay my head.
My name's Ivana, and I was conceived and born on the back of a bike.
I'm KC, rider 649.
My name is Sean Van Bever. I'm out of Miami, Florida.
I'm a truck driver, own my own truck, haul chemicals across country.
I've been called fireman, I've been called road warrior. I retired from the New York City Fire Department back in the end of 2005.
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a classically trained chef and pastry chef.
I work as a carpenter. I live in Nashville, Tennessee.
After September 11th, 2001, I bought my first Harley Davidson and been getting a lot of motorcycle therapy ever since. There's nothing better than getting on the open road and just thinking about life while you're out there seeing this great country of ours.
As you get in tune with yourself, you get in tune with your maker.
You know, you give me goosebumps when I think about it.
There's always something new to see, even in the same place.
It's so much fun.
So when you're on the road for 15 hours, 40 hours, and you've got no sleep, I mean, your bike's dependent on you to make it go, and you're dependent on your bike to keep you going.
It's kind of a magical experience when you know you just can't go any further.
We was going through this back mountain road and I'll never forget it. I saw a tree, actually a couple of trees walk in front of me, and as they did, they waved. I was having a Disney moment.
And when you're 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, you got to be worried about deer jumping out at you. And
I've hit a deer, I hit an elk, one of my friends hit an owl.
I was doing a challenge and I was hit in the face by an owl.
I come around, 2 turkeys. I'm like, gobble, gobble. Plus you have to be concerned about the weather, the mountains, you know, the desert.
Literally drove through snow, ice, hail, wind, sleet, everything.
But you know, you constantly have to take that into consideration and know that, you know, what your limits are and prepare yourself for that, because otherwise you could end up in the hospital or dead or, you know, not good.
About an hour before the event starts, Jimmy hands us out a scorecard, and it's really your navigational sheet.
I put together a scorecard, and it's got a bunch of points of interest on it, and I put a value on each one of those points of interest.
Obviously, the goal of the whole Legends Rally is to get as many points as possible.
You know, a point of interest is very difficult to get because of the time of day or the location, being in Washington, D.C. or something like that.
The trick of it is to have a really good navigator on the ground.
My name is Will Barclay, and I'm a navigator.
Navigator is basically the guy that sits at home or another location with accessibility to the computer.
Very fortunate. My fiance, Angela Baldry, back home is going to be sitting on a computer. Once I get the map, I'll take a picture of the map, send it to her so she can start doing the research and finding the best route. Key West is the first point of interest on this particular map. It's worth 2,500 points.
You analyze what's on the screen, you figure how far you need to go, where you can possibly get to.
Usually it's impossible to obtain all the points of interest because you have to pick the ones that you think you can obtain and still make it back to the finish line.
I find this to be one of the most challenging motorcycle events I've ever done.
Training for endurance riding is really kind of a lifestyle.
You have to start taking into consideration the amount of time it takes you to stop and fuel. Most of the riders here in this field have been able to work it to where they can stop and fuel their motorcycle up in less than 10 minutes.
I'm down and dirty. I park the bike sideways at a fuel stop. I come in, cock my bike sideways, start fueling, and take care of some business roadside.
I run a catheter. I'm not embarrassed to say it.
It's not as disgusting as you might think.
I think they're fucking nuts for using one.
It saves me as much as 5 minutes at a gas stop. But fuel is the only time that you're stopping except when you get to a point of interest.
There's certain POIs there that you got to get off your bike, go over and take your picture with something and locate something.
So my job is going to be to try to help him to drive the most efficient course he can so he's not out getting tired. He's not getting caught in the rain.
That way if I have run into a problem of where I'm going, I can make a phone call. They take a look through U.S. Fleet Tracking, who tracks the whole ride.
The GPS is so accurate, I can actually tell him when he's at an intersection, if he needs to make a right or left, go straight.
We'll put what's called a geofence around each one of the points of interest. So when a rider arrives at that designation, it actually sends me an email. And I'm able to score the riders that way. With that being said, you as fan base or anybody can actually watch the entire thing unfold.
You get on there and just click on the tracking and it'll automatically take you to the U.S. Fleet website. Pull up a map of the United States, you can see all the riders that are participating, their rider numbers, and you know where they're going, what they're doing.
This allows me to see where he is, where everybody else is, and if we want to look at weather, or if we want to look at anything else that's going on at the website, if there's any news being posted, we can do that too. Less than 24 hours till go time, which is now correct.
So listen, there's a shitload of POIs on this one, so I'm going to give out the scorecards tomorrow morning at 7:30 if that's okay with you guys. Is that all right? First place will be $2,040. Second place will be $1,020. What you're going to find out is the majority of these are 1,000-point POIs. You're going to hit some areas where the speed limit's 80 miles an hour in Texas. I don't care. 90 is the cap. There's only 5 bonus stops. So, you know, if the cops see you and you're there at 2 o'clock in the morning, Legends riders, it's all good, no problem.
Don't take off and make them change.
As long as it ain't. No, he carries a flare gun, serious.
Took it into Canada and asked to have a gun, and tell them not to have a flare gun in there. 12 gauge.
He's like, because I'll shoot them, and while they're tamping it out, I'll climb on them and stab the shit out of them. Here, when you're going into the POI, some of these are museums also. Let's just be cool, you know, as far as running in there. I mean, we already get looked at the way we are, but just, you know what I'm saying.
1 hour before an event starts, the teams are given a ride sheet with points of interest, or POIs.
9 a.m. is official rollout time. Got the 2-hour rest period on here, 2,500 extra bonus points, midnight before, the million barrel tank we talked about.
These POIs are in longitude, latitude only.
The Hood County Jail is it's right here in Granbury, Texas. There's a bonus. It's a headshot on the top floor of the old jail. It's only from noon to 1 o'clock tomorrow. That's the window. It's
So
1
they-
hour. Got the 2-hour rest period on here, 2,500 extra bonus points, midnight before. So when you go, check your boxes to which POI you went. Make sure you do your starting mileage. When you come back tomorrow at 1 o'clock, do your ending mileage, and all you gotta do when you come back is hand me the paper card, okay?
Probably only about 10 miles down the road.
Hey, did you get the POI sheet I sent you?
I did not get the POI sheet.
I sent it to you like 10 minutes ago.
How far away is it? Hours wise? 5 minutes. Oh shit. Is that north? West.
It's not even on the map.
Not even on the fucking map. Well, we got 28 hours to do this. If we got to run all 28 hours and get here with 5 minutes left longer.
I need my route. Come on.
Okay, I actually have not received the route sheet yet. Can you go ahead?
I need 30 minutes.
I know. And I'm all right. Send it again, and I will get you to your first POI in the next 30 minutes for sure.
Okay, just write this down as in.
Down.
Yes, sir.
Hey, the bike just started in 10 minutes. I have nothing. You gotta give me something to get out of here.
Dublin's first. That's the document.
I just tell it like it is, and a lot of people can't handle that. So does that make me rude or just honest?
You're an ass.
Hey!
I'm gonna send you the coordinates right now.
It's not even sending it. It's not. It's coming back as unable to send to you.
How do I feel about mixed genders in this sport? I think it fucking sucks.
For some reason, so I'm not hitting one of my towers, obviously.
Hey, so I heard about KC.
Women are great. They want to be on a fucking bike and doing a challenge like this.
He's a dick.
The first leg, just tell me somewhere to go.
All right, head for point of interest number 2, and by the time you get there, we'll have a complete route.
Just give me something to get going. Goodbye.
Well, there's 2 in San Angelo.
Yeah, but that's tomorrow.
Okay.
That's the middle of the night.
Hey, Mitch, it's Will. Listen, I just sent you the beginning of the route. You should have it.
Okay, I'll talk to you here shortly once we get moving, okay?
All right.
Say the joker to the thief. There's too much confusion. I can't ignore it. Businessman, to drink my wine. Take my nerve. Nerve will level on the mind. Nobody of it is worth. Hey. No reason to get excited.
He said he looked in his room mirror and go, "What? You're not supposed to be there."
The jail was completed in 1885 on a $10,000 budget. This is the only jail in Hood County until 1978.
A box inside the room. So it was a prison in a prison.
It remains to be as it was when they moved out. Everything in here, all the writing on the walls, and everything is just as the inmates left it.
The house
deleted my headshot. Okay, where am I going next? Where's my next stop? What's it called? Can't fucking find it on here. Is it on page 1 or 2? Okay, got you. Okay, that's all I need to know for this second.
Should be seeing a turnoff up ahead. It's just a small county road, but it should shave off some time.
Be a couple minutes ahead of me. I'm just stuck in traffic down here being patient.
You know where the temperature clock is?
Are you listening to me? How are we supposed to win this thing if you're not even listening?
Can't fucking find it on here. Is it on page 1 or 2?
Hey, mister, you mind taking a picture of me with this in the back? All you gotta do is push that button right there. Hey, take my picture, please. Take my picture, please. Take my picture. No, right here.
That's good. As long as we're in it, that's all we care about. You see the clock.
Off now?
Don't worry about it. Thanks, sure it's off.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. I don't know how the hell we ever got in here with this fucking art thing. Hey, bud, which way back is it to 95?
Like Jesse James.
Come on, take the fucking picture if you want to take a fucking picture. I can't fucking come here.
The Great Cross. Never mind. Dude, I got it.
I'm bad, like Jesse James. I had a friend one time, at least I thought I did. He come to me, said, Johnny, said, what, man? On my door. I said, yeah. I'll take him to cut in, get him a place to stay. And I found out he going around town.
Just climbed 250 steps. A little winded.
He got my wife.
Better run, Sean! Better run for your lives! Better run!
Leave the store. That guy is sure. I said, look, man, I'm gonna warn you. Just one time. Next time I warn you, I'm gonna use my gun. Cause I'm mad. I'm bad. Like Jesse James. I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
Hey, stop. You're there. It's showing on the map that should be like a dirt road. Yeah, it's a dirt road. Alright. And follow that road, it's going to turn left, and then it's going to turn right, and then there should be a gate back there.
Hello?
Can you tell if I'm getting close to this fucking bridge?
Yeah, I got you now. Just now logging into the GPS. I got some of the coordinates. I'm going to send them to you.
I got it. We're right down the road.
They may shoot you. They may cut you. They may drown you.
I
I just can't fucking tell where the fucking trail is. Can't fucking. I gotta take the phone. I got it. I'm on it. I got it. I'm on it. I'm on it. I found it. Okay. Yep. Here it is. Yeah, there we go. Get turned around and get the fuck out of here. Go, go, go.
Gonna take you right down by the riverside. Now, before it's going down.
Looks like someone's already been here on a motorcycle. Not just a motorcycle, but probably from the rally. 10 o'clock, exactly.
10 o'clock. The slats are gone out of the bridge. There's some of the old trusling.
Take a picture of it.
No, it wasn't there when we came in.
Oh, shit, I can't get a hold of him.
See, this is the Bellamy Bridge. This is the haunted Bellamy Bridge right here.
Well, the gate looks like it just got closed when we got here because there's fresh marks in the sand. You know, like it just happened just like since we've been here.
Ask him if I get the points for showing up to the damn gate at least.
Yeah.
Hey, are you still talking to Mitch right now?
I am. He just got off the phone. I said, check on Casey. Check this out. Casey's on the other side of the gate, locked in and broad.
Casey's locked inside the gate.
Now, KC's up there, and dude, the gate was open. He drove all the way up there where he's parked, where you see him at the map, and he was sitting there waiting on Mitch to come, and the gate got closed behind KC. I'm telling you, man, there's a ghost up there. This is a weird area. This is some weird shit.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, man, I was just calling you to see if that gate was closed, and obviously it is, so you just gonna walk
Yeah,
up
it's all padlocked up now, and he said it's like a mile and a half down there.
It's weird because the gate's been open, it's been closed, it's been
Well,
open,
they've got,
closed.
yeah, because they've got no trespassing signs out here and everything.
It looks like KC's going to have to go up through that farmer's place.
Okay, well, I guess I got to go around the other way then.
Oh yeah, we got this in the bag. All you gotta do is stay awake and stay on the bike. Nobody can touch you now if you don't make a mistake.